So here we are right after the initial burn. It's about 5 hours afterwards, and then the blister started to continue to grow, and I wasn't really sure what to expect. And from what I was reading, I was kind of understanding that this was kind of normal. So I wasn't sure if it was going to pop on its own or if a doctor would have to pop it. So here I am in the doctor's office, and she actually recommended that she pop it before it get infected. So now that she popped it, we have to make sure that it doesn't get infected. So here I am trying to clean the wound, and this took about 45 minutes every time I did it, and I had to do that for about 7 to 14 days, which is a week or two. And I'll show you some of the products I use here, but you can see that most of it is first and second degree burns, and the doctor said I may have gotten a couple third degree burns, but I didn't lose any feeling in my hands at all, and I have all of my feeling in my hands. I have another clip here at the end of the video showing me squeezing my hand together, so I didn't lose any movement either. So a burn can be pretty scary stuff, and you might not know how to take care of it, but hopefully this video will push you in the right direction. So to be able to take care of this wound, basically had to what they call debread it, which is what most nurses will tell you. Make sure that you clean the dead skin away. So here we have they call it sterile cotton balls. You can also buy sterile applicators, like a wooden spoon or something. I'll leave a link in the description where you can buy those. Doctor was recommending sterile applications every time I did it, making sure everything was clean, buying sterile products. So if there's anything in the description that's not sterile, that was a mistake. I'm going to try to make sure everything I direct you toward is sterile. You see that white cream there? That is a Silvadene cream. You can only get that through a prescription. So here is what we did. We would put Silvadene cream over all of the burn, and then put some gauze over it so then the bandage would not stick to the burn. So here we are almost a week after the initial burn. So the wound is starting to film over with a little bit of white skin, which is good. And we don't see any black or green or blue, which I actually never experienced that, but what I was reading was that if it gets infected, it might be those type of colors. Now, with the recommendations by the doctors and all the things that I used to be able to clean it out, I used Dial dish soap there. As you can see, I used sterile applicators, either cotton balls or the wooden sticks. And whenever I applied the Silvadene cream, I would put the Silvadene cream on a sterile applicator. All the bandages were sterile. Everything I used had to be sterile. Thoroughly washed our hands multiple times every time we dressed the wound. Now, if you start to slack off on this, it's possible you can get infected, so just try to be be as diligent as you can in cleaning the wound out. Another thing that the doctor was worried about is bunching up of the skin. So he put me in what they call a lunch lady glove, so that's why my hand is pretty wrinkly here. It started to basically sweat inside the glove throughout the day. I had the glove on probably around 12-hour increments every time I would clean the wound. Be about 8, 9 in the morning, and then clean it again before I went to bed, 9, 10 o'clock at night. So my hand would start to sweat. I'd have the Silvadene cream on it. I'd put the glove right over top of it. After a week or two, I switched from putting bandages on to just putting the glove on. So that started making my hand wrinkly. So that was actually good in two different ways. One, the skin started to fall off, which is what I wanted. As you can see, the skin starting to fall off here a little bit. And two, the doctor was really worried about bunching up skin and losing movement in my hand, which I didn't really expect loss of movement at all, just because of how my hand felt even at day 3, 4, and 5. It looked worse than it actually was, but he wanted to put a glove on to be able to continue to have my hand move and not be able to lose any movement. So you can see here at about a month's time, we lost pretty much all of the skin, and the skin starting to return to normal color. You can see the blister over there on the left side of the palm. This is my right hand, by the way. The left side of the palm, that was probably a pretty deep burn right there. So it's taken a little bit longer to heal up and change color. So thankfully here, hopefully you can expect a full recovery after about 2 months. I had no loss of movement. no loss of strength. I have no tingling feeling, nothing wrong with it. So hopefully this video can encourage you. You might be kind of nervous, you're not sure what's really going to be the outcome. Just try to take it one day at a time and clean the wound out and keep your hand moving. If this happened on any other part of your body, just make sure you keep the wound cleaned, and if it's a part of your body that needs movement, make sure you continue to move it. Make sure that you consult your doctor before taking any of my advice first. Hopefully this is just for informational purposes, and hopefully it helped you out.